That's the size.
Okay, hi everyone. In this video I'm going to be showing you my unboxing of my new lens, which I'm going to be calling Killer. Now, in most of my other videos you'll see me with my camera and my lens. You know, lenses are normally this size. But my new lens that I've bought comes in a box which is about 5 times the size of my actual camera. So what is it? It is the, well, second hand firstly, and it's the AFS VR Nikon 70-200mm f2.8. So let's see what it's like. Okay, so good bit of styrofoam there. Let's take the bit off. And inside we have the actual case. Case with the shoulder strap, with a big old shoulder strap. Okay, inside the box there's some more stuff. Got the warranty, and we've also got an instruction book. A fairly big size one. I think it's actually there's only 8 pages which are for English. And there it tells you about the vibration reduction, whether you have it normal or active mode. So I'll probably do some more videos about that in the future. Okay, so let's unbox it. That goes there. This goes here. And out comes the lens. Okay, so the lens is in this bag and a little bit difficult to get out. And it's still inside another bag. Okay, so this is the new lens, and if we have a quick comparison, size wise, that's what we're looking at here. Interesting. Okay, if we get a bit closer, we see the lens is in very good condition. That's just a reflection there, and you can see it's all engraved and it's a lovely kind of shape there. Let's take the hood off. Let's take, cool. Okay, what you'll also notice is that there's a couple of bits around the top. Now these are focus lock points. So you just press those bits, and the focus will not change. But yeah, looks pretty cool to me. You've got your MA to manual, your full and your infinity to 2.5mm. No, 2.5 meters. VR on and your active or normal VR. And you've also got the tripod collar on here. So that's what it looks like. Let's take the top off. Ooh. That's a nice, oh, a little bit of dust there. I'll blow that off in a second. But yeah, and first thing to get is to go and buy myself a filter for the front, just to protect that nice big piece of glass there. And on the back, now remember this is an f2.8. So yeah, the back is pretty big as well, and that's it at f22, the smallest bit. So to see out the window, there, that's outside. So f22, f2.8, nice. Now let's see what it's like actually on the camera. Okay, so first thing to notice is that on the tripod collar, you can rotate that by just loosening this bit there, but it lifts the whole camera up, so it's fully resting on that on the table, which is quite cool. To look at the comparison between the Nikon fisheye lens, that's the kind of scale that we're going for here. The fisheye lens goes in the bit where you've got your focusing and your zoom. Okay, let's look at how quickly it can find focus. If we are looking at the bits there, oh, it's actually finding focus even in this light. Let's just put the lens cap on. Okay, so now it won't be able to find focus, but it will search for it. So it'll go from, wow, okay, that was from 2 down to the closest, off to infinity. Okay, and that's it at 70mm. When it's at 200, it might be a little bit slower. Let's see that speed. Yeah, a little bit slower at 200 compared to 70. Let's see that again. Yeah, 70 is definitely faster. Also, let's hear if you can hear this. So I've got the VR on and I've got it on active. Let's see if you can just hear the sound of the vibration reduction. So did you hear it clicking there? Let's do that one more time. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So you're obviously hearing the gyroscopes inside there doing something. Okay, so weight-wise, this is a fairly heavy, well, it's certainly the heaviest lens I've got compared to any of the ones which I've had before. Oops, should have stuck that on a bit better. And because it's such a heavy, big lens, I think it's about £3 in comparison to your normal, your fisheye, your wide angle and all that kind of stuff. The weight is really quite far out here, so you usually always have to hold it by the actual body of the lens instead of the body of the camera. But the cool thing about this is that it's proper metal going on here. And so when you're shooting, you're probably going to be in this position. And again, whenever I shoot and I'm doing kind of portraits, I usually have my hand down the way like this instead of having to hold it up. If you're holding your arm up here like that, that's going to be even more weight on your arm here. So I usually shoot this way like that. I think that would look, it's still quite a good feel. Both your hands are in nice and close like that. I love the look to this lens as well. I just think having that kind of ribbed bit there, it just looks really nice. So what we really need to do is go get some actual shots of this. Now, let me tell you why I bought this as well. The reason why I bought this is because, well, this is 2011 and this lens has been out since 2003 and they've been producing it all the way up until 2010, and in 2010 they brought out the new version which has VR2, or it says it's VR2, which means it's got a little bit extra stop. It's meant to have a little bit more optical performance. It doesn't have the new one doesn't have the focus lock rings there, and it has another ribbed bit at the top which doesn't actually do anything. It's meant to have a bit better vignetting control as well, but on your cropped cameras, your DX crop cameras, you won't notice any vignetting on your images with this. Now, why did I buy it? Well, the first thing is, I bought it off a guy who had Nikon before, and he's now moved to Canon because he's doing a lot more video, so he was selling all his Nikon stuff. Oh, what a shame. And so I got it for a very good price. Like, I tested this out last year, or maybe it was the year before, and I loved it, but I was just saying I cannot justify paying 6 weeks worth of wages for one lens, and a lens which effectively is a fairly restricted lens, as it's only from 70 to 200mm. So you're already at a fairly good portrait telephoto to then a sports telephoto. Obviously you can get bigger lenses which are 200, 400 and all that kind of stuff, but in general this is the kind of lens which every pro, let's say reporter or sports person or portrait people as well all have this lens, or at least have had it and have kept a type of 70 to 200. Now with Nikon there is only one 70 to 200, well, apart from the new one now, but there isn't any options. There's not an option where there's a one without vibration reduction, there isn't a one which isn't an f2.8. It's only the f2.8 VR lens that you can get. And it costs a fortune. It costs, to get the new one now, I think it's about £1,600, so it's a proper serious amount of money that you're having to spend there. So I managed to get this for second hand, but it looks brand spanking new, barely been used. Glass is perfect, body as well is perfect. It's proper metal as well, so this lens isn't really going to stop working. It's going to last for a long period of time, probably longer than most photographers stay in the photography business for. And I've always wanted a f2.8 70-200, and there's a Tamron, there's a Sigma, there's quite a few Sigmas, and there's obviously this. But I've always waited out for this one, and the reason is because if you get the Tamron, maybe the optics might be better, but the focus is going to be slowing. It has no, the focus is going to be slower, and it has no VR on it whatsoever. Then I thought, well, I could go with the Sigma. Sigma recently brought one out which has an OS, optical stabilization. But again, that one, it doesn't have the weather sealing that the Nikon does. And also, the speed of the focus might not quite be as fast as this. And that's really the whole thing about this lens and this camera, the D300 and above, and this lens, is that it's pretty much weatherproof. Now when I say weatherproof, what I mean is that if you go out in the pouring rain, you have nothing to worry about. I was at a music concert, an outdoor music concert, where it was torrential rain coming down, and there's two photographers who were getting shots of all the people at the venue, and they both had pretty much this combination. I think one of them had the D700, and they're out there in the pouring rain. They obviously covered up their flash bit here, and they didn't have any external flashes because they would probably just get fried, but they were shooting away absolutely happy, rain pouring down, no problems whatsoever. They would just wipe it every so often. And that's saying this lens, although Nikon never really actually says weatherproof, it's got rubber gasket or O-ring at the front, it's got rubberized bits at the lens bit, and it's just properly sealed. It's a sealed lens, so there's no kind of air rushing in or out whenever you're doing stuff, especially when you zoom. It doesn't go in or out whenever you zoom. When you focus, it stays in exactly the same position as well. So you're not getting air rushing in, and the same, you're not going to get water or moisture running in. And that's the whole idea, that if you're getting a lens which is as good as this, or for example the Sigma, which has optical stabilization and fairly good glass, if you go outside, I would be nervous all the time going, oh no, it's raining, oh, a bit better cover my lens. With this, I can go out, ski slope, mountainside, out in the pouring rain in the street, and feel absolutely fine just taking shots all day, rain pouring on top of it. With this bit here, there's barely any rain's going to actually get on the glass as well if I'm shooting straight. And that was why I've always been holding out for this lens. And because it came up for second hand and it was a good bit cheaper than what it would be if I bought it new, it was an absolute bargain, there's no question about it. So I met up with the guy that was selling it, checked that it was in good condition, perfect condition, bought it straight away. So hopefully I'll be doing a lot more videos where I'll be using this. See you guys later. Nice.